Netflix has a knack of Netflix has a lot of stuff on there that's pretty good. You just have to look and find. I know a lot of people hate on Netflix, but I'll be honest with you, I like Netflix. And yeah, they got a lot of stuff on there I don't care for. Um, but so does Peacock, and so does Disney Plus, and so does Paramount, and so does HBO Max. It's just everybody hates on Netflix, which is the same thing. All the stuff that I really don't care for is a lot of things majority of people are not caring for, and they try to. I'm not using that word no more on this channel no more. But anyway, I'm gonna get back to what I want to talk about. So I watched a movie last night called Loving Adults. It came out in 2022. It's a thriller, and it's an hour and 46 minutes. Violence, nudity, language, and smoking. Man, oh man, oh man! Did this movie make me? It freaked me out a little bit. And the reason why it freaked me out is because of the way it was wrote, the way it was directed, the way it was shot, the way it was told. It was told by a narrator. And I'll read the I'll read what it's all about and then we'll go from there. When Christian's wife catches him cheating, he realized the fine line between love and hate, and the terrible things people can do when they're pushed too far. This is the most uh, well done far as cheating on your wife and secrets we hold. Because my title, my thumbnail is going to be Love, Lust, and Secrets. And whoo, you guys, wow, the movie just freaked me out because I was watching this movie and I kept sitting there saying, boy, you really can get caught up in this. So this guy's cheating on his wife, and his wife, a woman can tell when, a man and a woman can tell when somebody's cheating because you do little subtle things that makes the person that you're with think, why are you acting this way? You know, it's just the little things because they've been with you for a while. They know everything about you. The slightest change will make them think. So, he's cheating on his wife, and she knows it because you think that when you cheat with a girl, you think that she's gonna stay quiet for a while, especially when you start loving each other and you start falling in love. Because at first the sex is just so passionate, so hot. Because when you guys have sex, you never have sex with each other so much. So that having sex with each other is just having sex with somebody that you never think you can have sex with, and then when you have sex with them, it's just like and you want more and you want more. So what happens is when you go home to your other half, who you're married to, they want to have sex, and your sex drive starts going down, or you got to make sure you have enough sex drive to kind of do them too. But this is so well broke down because she started figuring out he was cheating on her. So she was like, she was real smart. So he was wanting to be with the girl that he was cheating on his wife. He wanted to be with the girl that, you know, he wanted to be with the girl he was cheating with, and he wanted to divorce his wife, but his wife did not want a divorce. So she made it to where he ran this business, and his business partner, this is over in a foreign country. So I don't know if this is Spain, but they had these documents that they didn't want to find because the business that they was running, they would get caught and they could end up getting in trouble. So they had that against them, and then um, their son was real sick, so she put her life on hold while he ran this business and made a lot of money. And their son had to go back to the States, most foreign people call the United States the States. So they had to go back to they had to go to the States to get all this treatment to their son so he can get well. And then he started getting well. So then uh, but at this time she had given up her music career just to take care of him, and then he was run this kind of successful construction thing, but he met this woman at this construction site. She was hot. His wife didn't look bad. It's just that he had been married to her for like, almost 20 years. So, he just seen this other chick, man. And it's just hot, passionate, butt naked sex. And then she started falling in love with him, and he started falling in love with her. And then she started telling him, I want you to divorce your wife. She goes, I want you and I want it all. That's what she told him. So his wife said, you need to leave her, or I'm going to go to the authorities and tell them about what you did with the company, something they did with the company where if they get caught, they can get in trouble. And he didn't want to do that. So he said, we did that so we could save our son's life. When he went to the States to get all this help, because they had to go to the States. Most foreign countries call it the States. They just call United States the States. So they said when we was going back and forth, when he was over in the States, we had to pay for all that. So his son was getting better and about to graduate. The little boy was about to graduate. He's in high school, and then she's like, well, I'm going to tell him anyway, And so she was getting all the nations. Well, you need to leave her or else. So she had that on him. And then he was trying to get the new girl, which he was cheating on. She was like, I'm not going to be your little toy, side toy. She told him that you need to make a decision and leave your wife. And he said, I got my son. He goes, it's a lot more to it than that. She goes, you can't have me unless you leave her. And just, she was wanting a child with him and wanting him to buy a home with them. I can't blame the girl because, he really loved that girl. But this has got a twist. So he started digging into his wife because his wife was putting a lot of pressure on him. So come find out his wife had a guy that cheated on her a long time ago when she was in high school. And he happened to fall off a cliff. And they think she did it, but they never could prove it. So they flashed back to that, which was kind of cool. So this is why it's lust, secrets, and it's crazy when we get involved with somebody that we didn't think we was going to get involved with. And then when we do get involved with, now we're in fear of the husband, we're in fear of the relatives, you're in fear of a lot of people because not only are you messing up, the people that you're cheating with, you're messing up that family and you're disrupting that family. So that's like, for instance, if I cheat with somebody's wife, I got to deal with her husband. If he finds out, I got to deal with his friends and his family. And it's just a long laundry list of stuff that you have to, it's just not going to be a walk in the park. If they've been married for a long time, they're going to just only blame you. They're not going to blame the girl that you're cheating on. They're going to blame you because you shouldn't have messed with her in the first place because she's married. So this breaks down a lot of stuff, man, because I come find out, I was like, damn, did she really kill her boyfriend? This is before she met her husband. And so he was trying to find out. He asked a friend how did you get, his friend was like, there's something wrong. He had a friend that he does hobbies with. And he's like, you don't seem yourself. And he told his friend, he goes, what did you do when you got divorced? He goes, well, my wife, it was rough at first, but then my wife had some close friends. And he goes, does your wife have any close friends? And he said, no. And then he goes, well, you need to find a close friend. Because he said that at first, this guy said that his friend said my wife was going to do everything, but her friends, she started hanging out with her friends, she started feeling better, and she kind of eased off, and now we're okay after that horrible divorce. So he tried to find her only friend that she had. And when he tracked her down, she said that I haven't talked to her since the night out you guys got married. And, then they sat down and had dinner, and he said, hey, I need to tell you something. She goes, if you want to really leave her, you're going to have, you need to just, he needs to just leave her and just cut his losses. But she had something on him that they did through the successful company, which would have kind of made that whole company be in trouble with that country over there, the laws they have in place for like IRS or back taxes or something, because they did something. And so he was trying to figure out. So then she told him, she goes, hey, I just want to share something with you. She goes, her first boyfriend, before she ever met you, she goes, he came up dead mysteriously. She was supposed to be at a violin practice, but they think they seen her after her boyfriend was with some other girl, and they had made love with this girl, and he wanted to break up with her. And then when they got done making love, the girl that he had sex with looked around. She could have swore she'd seen her, but it was trees. So he just steps off. He just goes off and looks off at the seaside, and there was a cliff. And he got pushed off at the cliff, but they could never prove that she did it. So it just goes on from there. And then that was a secret that she was on. And I was like, dang, man. So it went in that. So then he decided to kill his wife because she went out jogging. She went out jogging the same route And so she would get up and jog because she kept herself fit by running and stuff. So he knew when she would jog. So what he did was he acted like he was at work all at his firm, and he got one of the company vans, and he knew that she was gonna get up at a certain time to go jogging. So he parked this van in the dark, and here she come running down this road because she always wore a hooded jacket and she always ran down the road. And he ran her over. I mean, he ran her over. Then he looked in the rearview mirror and he had tears running down his face. And then he ran back over. And then he just drove off. But then he goes home. And then his son comes up and his son asks, "Hey, where's mom at?" He goes, "Well, I don't know." He says, his son's like, "What's wrong with you, Dad? You act kind of weird." He goes, "Nah, I just need I need to take a shower," because he was sitting there and he was having that flashback of him just killing his son's mom. So he takes a shower, and when he comes out, he's sitting there and he's, you know, he just got out of the shower. He obviously in the bedroom. All of a sudden, his wife comes out of nowhere. Man, he's drinking this drink, and he drops the glass because his wife's behind him. And I was like, what the heck? And his wife decided to run a different route. She decided to run through the forest instead of the rural area. So he ran over a woman, a mother of 3 boys. So you have that death. You have the death that they don't know if she killed her boyfriend before they met and had their child together right now at the present. And this movie just goes on and on and on. Then when she finds out the next day that this woman got killed and she wore a red hooded jacket just like she did, she knew that she said, "You tried to kill me, didn't you?" He's like, "No, you got to understand." He goes, "You really tried to kill me." So then, she left the house. And then she came back, and then she told him to get out. And something happened to where she told him to meet her at a restaurant. So he met her at a restaurant. She goes, we are at a crossroads right now. She goes, "I know you tried to kill me, and I know you killed that woman. You ran over that woman." And she found out because there was a video of him going to a car wash. And when you car wash over there, and I guess in that country, you got to use this card with so much money on it. It showed him in the video driving this car. She goes, "That's you." She goes, so then she sits down. She tells him about her boyfriend that she really killed and how she got away with it. So she told him, she goes, "Now, there's 1 or 2 things you can do." She goes, "We're at a crossroads. I shared you my secret that you never knew about. You only found out because you went to my best friend who I ain't never seen forever in a day. Now I did tell you the truth. I did kill him because he broke up with me and he wanted to be with that other girl and I pushed him off a cliff. But you tried to run over me and kill me, and you killed a woman who you thought was me, and she's a mother of 3. So what we gonna do?" So she said, you're gonna go break up with that girl, and she wanted him to kill her. So that's how this movie ends up. So he goes to try to go and kill her. And when he goes to kill that girl, the girl's like, he knocks on the door and the girl's like, "I don't want to be bothered with you. Get away." She goes, "I give you all," because the girl he was cheating with said, I give you all ultimatum. It's either me or her. And so she wouldn't let him in. He busts the glass, opens up the door, and then she goes, "What are you doing?" He slams up against the wall, and then next door neighbor heard him and said, "Hey, is everything all right?" And he hid behind the door, and she goes, "Yeah, everything's fine." Where she made her mistake, because she should have said, "Get out," and that way he could have just left, but she didn't. And then after the guy's like, "Well, I just heard a glass break," he goes, "Yeah." She goes, "I'm clumsy." So the next door neighbor goes back home, and then he comes out and he tries to tell her, "I love you," and all this kind of stuff. And he's trying to convince her, "Man, I just can't figure out how to get out of this situation and stuff." He's technically over there to kill her because his wife told him to kill her, because they had set this up to where they had a great alibi where they can get away with it. This movie's very... Ugh. So he grabs her, and then, when you're with somebody that you ain't never really done anything with, and that sex is brand new, and that you can't... That's the problem with cheating, is that it's not going to last long. Whatever you're feeling, it's not going to last long. Because once you two get together, then it's going to be a different ballpark because it's not exciting anymore. Yes, one person could not have no boyfriend or girlfriend, but the other person is the one that's bringing baggage into whoever's single. So if you're a single guy and you got involved with a married woman, you're a single guy is getting involved with a married woman. You got to put up with all that Or if you're a single woman messing with a married guy, you got to put up with the married guy and all the stuff that's prior to that. So you're inviting more chaos into your life. So that hot butt naked sex that you're going to be making for, usually when you're with somebody and it's brand new, I think the sex lasts, what, 2 years at the most? I know a good solid year, you're like bunny rabbits. Is it 6 months to a year, you're like bunny rabbits? Is it 6 months to a year or 2 years, you're like bunny rabbits, and now all of a sudden then you get, every dust settles, and then you got to get to know each other. That's the problem when you cheat on each other. You don't really know who you're cheating with. So there are so many dark things. So he starts feeling her. So he turns around, they start kissing, making out. So they go in the bedroom, they start making love and all that. So he falls asleep, and then I was like, this is where he's gonna kill her. So I was like, is he gonna kill her? So she goes in the bathroom, and she does something where she does something, and then she bends over, and then when she looks in the mirror, it's that guy's wife, and he stabs her. She stabs him, and then he gets up and knocks on the door, and he tries to get her to come out. Then when he opens up the door, there's blood on the floor, and his wife stood there and says, I knew you couldn't do it. I just knew you couldn't do it. And so his wife killed his girl that he was cheating with. He killed a woman that he thought was her, and that woman was the mother of 3 kids. And then before he met his wife actually killed her boyfriend when they was in high school for cheating on her. He broke up with her and liked another girl, and she didn't like it, so she pushed him off a cliff. So there's this cop that's investigating, that he was narrating this whole story. And he was talking to this girl, but he looked like a fully, like an older gentleman, like a fully seasoned veteran. I was like, man, that girl's kind of young, which was no big deal because people date all different type of age groups. And I was like, never told what their relationship was. So the climax was, they set this over in this town, over in this country. They got certain things where they had a party for their son's graduation, and he was building this thing. It's like a pyramid where you set it on fire, and they say all this stuff. I don't know what it was, but apparently he put that body inside there. And then when him and his buddy went out there to set it on fire, the guy that was narrating this story, he's a police investigator. So he's almost close to finding that dead girl's body. So they're coming down, the dogs are barking. They're over there partying with all these teenagers for their son, and they're doing this little ceremony where you have to light this fire out in the middle of the lake and stuff. And the guy's like, man, it's not time for you to light the fire. His buddy that he always talked to, he goes, I want to do it now before it starts raining. So they canoe out there, and he's trying to strike these matches to burn this thing, this little pyramid of twigs he built. And you couldn't see inside, but the guy goes up and goes, oh my God, what's that smell, man? He said, there's a bunch of hedgehogs in there that got caught up in there. And he goes, man, I can't get the light to match. And because he had a canister of gasoline, he poured 1 canister of gasoline. He's looking way over there hearing these dogs bark. And then he's seeing the guy that narrated as private investigator. He's trying to find out what happened to this missing person, which was the girl was in that thing. And so he's looking, and the dog's getting close. And then he's looking, and finally he says, man, he says, I can't get this. What's wrong with these matches? You got a lighter? He goes, no, because he put 2 canisters of gasoline on that thing, but those matches wasn't striking. So he said, man, just take a bunch of them and just strike all of them at once. So he had 2 left, and he struck them, and then he threw it over there, and it just, whoo! And because he threw so much gasoline on there. So when it started burning, the dogs lost the scent. And that's how he got away with the murder. So not only so at the end, him and his wife has to stay together because of all these secrets they hold together. She could put him in jail for the rest of his life for what he did with the company, and she can also put him in jail for the rest of his life if she actually tell him that he was the one that ran over the mother of that innocent woman that was jogging those 3 kids. And so I was sitting there going, where's the guy was narrating was actual private investigator. And then I was like, and this girl's like, wow, man, she's just looking. She has this white dress on. Then he's telling, he goes, I'm just telling you this because love is a whole different category, man, when you get married. And it was his daughter. His daughter was getting ready to get married. And the guy comes up and goes, hey, honey, you ready to get married? And she goes, yeah, my dad's trying to talk me out of not getting married. And he's like, No, I'm just saying that there's a whole different thing to life after you get married and stuff. It is an excellent, excellent, excellent movie. I'm telling you, man, Netflix has some good stuff on there. You guys can talk about Netflix all you want, but this is really good. It's called Loving Adults, and it's an hour and 46 minutes. It's a thriller, and it came out in 2022. This is an excellent, excellent, man. The background music, the way it was shot is it's awesome. I'm asking y'all to watch this. If you get bored, put this on your radar. We'll catch you next video. We'll see you.